And now, a Seventh Ocean presentation. Please remember to like and subscribe.
In the sketching and crafting world, non-digital resources are considered especially precious. In St. Louis, Missouri, a certain Jerry Orbach fan passes the time away by melting plastic in his garage. These are his stories.
Hello out there, everybody. This is Jeffrey Grossman of Seventh Ocean Media, and for today's video we are going to take this silicone mold and we're going to use the waste from my 3D printer and we're going to make something really glamorous out of it. What we're going to do is pretty simple. This isn't meant to be an instructional video. It's just one of those whether it's a flop or success type of deals. So place your bets and let's get started. And we'll start off by putting bits of filament at the very bottom here. In no particular rhyme or reason, we're just gonna try to make it as random and neon and just unbelievable as possible.
That was just solid.
Now it's important for the first layer that everything is spread out and that your oven is set to 350 to 400 degrees and that you're using a toaster oven that is not going to ever be used for food. And remember to always look around you on the floor to see if you've got any scraps that could be used. Waste not, want not.
And if you have,
and with that, we're ready to put this in the oven.
You want the first layer out, make sure that it's at the bottom or on the side.
When you're working with melted plastic, it's very important to have the right safety precautions. I do this outside in my garage where there's plenty of ventilation, and I use a fan, and I use silicone gloves to hold on to whatever comes out of the oven. And I do this in 5-minute intervals so that the plastic doesn't boil or turn into like a really brown, let's call it for what it is, flambe. So I'm setting the timer. Let's see where we stand in a few minutes.
And here it is out of the oven after 5 minutes. It's starting to take shape. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a lot of layers, and it's going to take a lot of patience. But luckily, we've got the time lapse for this video, so you're just going to be along for the fastest part of the ride. And for the next roller coaster loop, we're going to dip into our resources, and we're going to add to our second layer here. I like to randomize the colors. It's kind of not fun if you're doing all of them the same color in the same quadrant. But remember, you're using small bits and you want to make it stand out by using stuff that's unique. Sometimes I'll take some of my old keychains that I've made and scrap them because I think that they'll look good as part of the fixture, as is the case here with this little Spider-Man thing that you see in there. We're going to get to that later, but right now we're just going to pepper on some blue, purple, and I'm colorblind, so I'm really not going to be able to tell you what a lot of these things are. Just that they'll melt pretty good as long as we keep.
Paramedics on the scene. Drinks are laced with grenadine.
And here's our second layer so far. We're going to repeat the process and we're going to keep doing it every 5 minutes in and out. You ever hear the one about the snake who fell in love with the falcon? Well, meet Ross the Rattler and his sweetheart Philidia.
Both on my blog and on DeviantArt, you'll find some of my greatest drawings that have to do with the stories that I've written, and you can find them all in this digital magazine from Seventh Ocean Media. Learn about the glad-e plants, the queen of the Never Hive, and her niece Winona the Wasp, who wants to be a honeycrafter more than anything. Each magazine and there are 5 issues available. Catalog is free to download at jonesistercomic.home.blog. Please give us feedback in the comments in any of our videos. Here it comes, the moment of truth, people. We're going to take the silicone mold off here, just ever so slightly, and from the feel of it, it is really solid, and I love that mix of color already. I feel like I'm back in a 1980s bowling alley. Yes, I'm old enough to remember that. And at the bottom, it turned out really good. There's going to be some overhangs I'm going to need to trim, but I think I'm going to keep these ones that look like a splatter pattern.
Here we are inside 7th Ocean Media's studio, and this current project that I'm working on, it's a Lego Ronald McDonald. It's going to generate a lot of spare filament, because every time there's more than one color on each layer, it changes colors midway, and it extrudes out a bit so as to not contaminate the color. Before you know it, there's going to be a lot of scraps on this table.
And as you can see,
Here it is a couple hours later, and
in.
like I said, donations are piling in,
Well, you know
and
what the old
Ronald's
slogan
head
was?
is getting bigger.
Good time,
There's an
great
allegory in
taste.
there somewhere.
That's why this is our
But
place.
I'm looking forward
Kind
to
of a sorry
my
rhyme.
next video using this filament. Other videos you can find on my channel pertain to my Batalia's Wish characters, like what you see before you: Saturn Ring Anderson, Callie Jones, and Kiki Jones. Visit us at jonessisterscomic.home.blog to learn more about them. And please, join us for our next few videos. The power is all yours. Thank you again for watching. This has been Jeff Grossman of 7th Ocean Media saying to you, don't eat candy that talks. It's just going to break your heart and theirs.